This is another video brought to you by the Ichiban Productions. Like, comment, subscribe. So welcome everyone, happy days are here again. We're back with a new tech review. This time we're looking at the Samsung Portable SSD T7 1TB edition. I know what you're thinking Ichiban, why have you finally indulged in a portable SSD drive? Well, basically it's to go on my PlayStation 5. I don't know about you, if you've been lucky enough to get a PlayStation 5, I bet you the internal hard drive is running out of space. Obviously the internal hard drive is an SSD. There is an expansion slot actually in the PlayStation 5, but Sony in their good graces have decided to disable it. Yeah, they're going to enable it eventually, but at the time of recording this video here, we can't put a another SSD drive in the expansion slot, so we're stuck with using portable ones instead. Now, first thing, straight out the bat, if you think you're putting PlayStation 5 games on here, you can forget it. The only thing you can put on external portable hard drives from the PlayStation 5 is PlayStation 4 games, but that's okay because I've got loads I want to use. In particular, you know, I'm one of the few people who actually enjoy Marvel's Avengers. Oh, can you believe it? I do enjoy that. I've got a bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake I still need to finish, and I want to get it on the PlayStation 5 because I can't be bothered, you know, plugging in the PlayStation Pro and all that jibber jabber. I can't be dealing with it, so I bought myself a portable SSD drive. Why did I go for an SSD over a normal hard drive? Because I know what you're thinking again, these are mightily expensive compared to a normal hard drive. This one set me back about £130 from Amazon with the 5 monthly payment thing. Beautiful, means it doesn't sting the pocket at all. But you can get a terabyte external hard drive for about probably 30-40 quid. Why pay the extra? Well, it's hopefully for the fast loading times. I've seen some bits and bobs online that says that this is a pretty good one. I'll judge you, be the judge of that, and I'll let you know how I get on with a few tests as we do it. So once you've gone SSD, you can't go back to hard drive. That's not just a fact, it's just because you can't be bothered to go back to waiting. Once you've experienced the lightning fast load times of an SSD, the thought of a hard drive pretty much just makes you feel a bit sick. So for me, I had to have one of these. I went for the Samsung, I went it in red. Why did I go in red? Because it was cheaper. It was £10 cheaper than the blue one. So I went for the red one. It arrived today. Let's get it out, let's plug it in, let's test it, let's see how fast it apparently is, and let's go from there. Quickly checking out the box, first thing we're greeted on the front is the lovely picture of the hard drive. Now I'm told this is extraordinarily small and compact, so I can't wait to see it. The T7, you need to be careful if you're going to get one of these because there's a T5 out and a T7. They look pretty much the same. The T5 is about half the speed, transfer read and write. So on the side here we've got the dimensions. It's got the performance up to 1050 megabytes per second, so it's about a gigabyte a second. Now the T5 version of this is half the speed. I think it's 500 and something, so it's half as fast. So, you know, getting the T7's worth it if you want that blistering speed. It comes with a USB 3.2 Gen 2 transfer, which is good. I know it comes with a normal USB-A to USB-C, because of course that's a USB-C, and a USB-C to USB-C. So I wonder if it makes a difference. Clearly, if you use USB-C, it's meant to be faster. So we'll check it all out as we go through. All the information on the back, all those warnings and things that mean something to somebody, but not to me, because reading is for prisoners. And on the other side, we've got the 3-year limited warranty. So you know if it don't work, it's going straight back. With that in mind, that's the box overall. Let's get it open and let's take a closer look. I've already cut open the box because you don't want no faffing around with those sticky labels, because it wasn't a nice little peel one like you get on some things like Apple products and stuff like that. So let's open it up. Oh, here we go. Can I open it up without it falling straight down? You know, with my luck with these sort of boxes, it always, it's definitely not coming out. Yes, here we go. Samsung, very, very nice. Lifting it. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. That is actually way smaller than I was expecting. Way smaller. Checking it out. In this light, it almost looks slightly orange, but it is most definitely red, I assure you. Wow, I cannot actually believe how small that is. It's about the size of a credit card or a debit card or something like that. Nice, cold to the touch, of course, because it's metal. Very, very nice. On that side, we've got a USB-C port. Obviously, that's probably a read-write thing, so you know not to just whip it out when you're done. All the information on the back there. Wow, that is so unbelievably small. I'm unbelievably impressed with that. That's going to fit very nicely hidden away behind the PlayStation. Really, really nice. Let's have a look at the rest of the box and see what other gimmicks we've got in here. So lifting that up, nope, nothing, just a cheeky compartment. Maybe they must reuse this for normal hard drives that are really thick and need to go into there, so no need to worry about that. Open this up already, let's see what else we've got. That's that all done and dusted. Moving out of the way. So we got USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to USB-A, which is good because it gives you the flexibility to do as you like. Here we go, we've got the two cables. Not very long cables, so they ain't going to be stretching all over the place. I think if I'm going to be using the USB-C to USB-C on the front of the PlayStation 5, it's going to need to sit somewhere at the front. So maybe I'm going to regret being cheap and buying the red one so it stands up like a sore thumb. But nonetheless, it's there for you, and you've got the option for USB-A depending on what your PC's like. And in here, oh, look at this. Tell us more in unbelievably explicit detail. No thanks, not going to be reading that. So here we go. We've got the two cables, the hard drive. What else is there to say? I guess the only thing left to do is to plug this bad boy into the PlayStation 5. Let's get it plugged in. I'll show you how to format it. Let's transfer some files. Let's time it. Let's see, is it any quicker? And I'm also going to do a quick test to see, does it load quicker from that or the internal hard drive? Internal SSD drive, I should say. I think I know the answer to it, but I wonder how much slower it is on this. Of course, this is just comparing PlayStation 4 games that aren't optimized for PlayStation 5, but, you know, it'd be an interesting test nonetheless. So stick around and keep watching. So over we go to the PlayStation 5, so it's all plugged in. So for the record, I plugged the USB-C into the front and USB-C into the external hard drive. So down we go to storage. Click storage. There's your console storage. As you can see, I'm rammed with just 44 gig left. Oh, terrifying. Go down to external storage, and lo and behold, there we go, it appears. So the Samsung drive appears there. So your job is to format it as extended storage. So you just click that. When USB is formatted, all the data will be deleted. Nah, no wonders about that. So save data, screenshots and video clips cannot be saved to extended storage. It's basically for PlayStation 4 games. So you click it and you wait, and it slowly but surely formats. And here we go. It's been formatted as extended storage. As quick as that. PlayStation 4 games and apps will now be stored on the external hard drive, and therefore, you know, saves you a little bit of space. So the key thing to remember is don't just pull it in and out. Yeah, it's not like the Xbox Series X one where it's meant to be hot swappable so you can pull it in and out your heart's content. This one here, you're best off selecting extended storage and safely removing it to avoid any damage to that hard drive. So there we go, safely remove it from the PlayStation 5 if that's what you want to do. Two other things I wanted to point out just before we go on and do some speed tests and load times and stuff like that. One, we've got an option here where it will automatically always install PlayStation 4 games to the extended storage. That makes sense considering everything that's going on. And I also really like this three dots bit. You click that, and what you can do is you can format the hard drive so it becomes usable again. I don't know if you've ever tried to use a hard drive that's been formatted for PlayStation in the past. You unplug it, you try and plug it into PC, you've got to faff around to try and get it usable again. It's really nice that they've given that little feature there. So I was really impressed. Can of Coke to Sony for that one. So let's check out how long it takes to transfer a game across. We have got some comparative speeds, especially if we consider, you know, my other video, which was for the Xbox Series X external storage card. We did do a test to see how long it took to transfer a file back and forward, so hopefully we can use that as a nice little measure. So let me set that up. I'll be right back. Right then, so I genuinely have no idea how quickly this is going to transfer back and forward. The only thing I can do is make a comparison between what the Xbox Series X one was. So to put some figures and numbers into it, right? So I moved Valhalla from the internal storage to the other SSD card in the back of the Series X. And that was 48 gig, and it took about I think it was 1 minute 3 seconds, something like that. So scaling that down, you know, doing the maths behind it, technically speaking, scaling it up to 64 gigabytes, in theory, it should take about 1.6 minutes. So 1.6, of course, is 1 minute 36 seconds. So it'd be interesting to see how quickly this will move across to the extended storage. So let's click it and let's find out. That was 3 minutes 18 seconds to make that transfer. Wow, it was much slower than the Series X, but then again, I suppose that external expansion port is, I think, 3 times as quicker as that external SSD that I've got there. So it is designed to be lightning quick, much quicker than that external SSD. But then again, think about it, 3 minutes 18 seconds, that's not actually that long to move, what was it, almost 70 gig across? way quicker than downloading it every time, and way quicker than manually installing it every time, because it will take much longer to read from there. So it is of a benefit. Now the big thing I wanted to see is, does it affect load times? Now I've got Avengers assembled, not Avengers assembled, Marvel's Avengers for the PlayStation 4. It's all loaded up, ready to go, and I pre-did a test already and saw that on the PlayStation 5, when it was installed on the internal hard drive, I keep saying that, internal SSD, it took 45 seconds to load. So the interesting thing will be, how much longer does it take to load if it's from this external SSD? So let's click X and let's find out. So I thought I would dim the lights for the last bit of this and show you a bit of the sync lights, because obviously, you know, I'm a big fan of the sync lights as I wander around the Marvel Avengers ship. So unbelievable. I cannot actually believe it. It took 44 seconds for it to load from the external SSD. That for me is absolutely crazy. I just don't get how it can be quicker from the external SSD than the internal SSD. I think maybe, you know, you could say it was a slip of the old finger, or I didn't press it quick enough, or any of that sort of stuff. But for me to find that it's almost identical is exactly what I was looking for. I realised, you know, the PlayStation 5 games aren't going to play as quickly from an external hard drive. Not that you can even do that, but I was worried about having the slowdown by having external SSD as opposed to the internal SSD for the PlayStation 4 games. And to know that it almost makes absolutely no difference is crazy. It's exactly what I was looking for. So what I can do, can I put a rating on the hard drive? I'm not going to bother, because I think it does what it says on the tin. It's not that this particular hard drive or SSD is better than any of the others. I do genuinely think this is the one to go for. From other comparison tests I've read online, the Samsung T7 is the one that seemed to be all going for, and I can attest and I can show you from that, you know, that little test I did there, that it was an excellent fast speed. I think it's going to be more than fast enough. So with that in mind, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say a massive thank you. I'm actually gobsmacked. I cannot believe how quick it was, and that it's no different. In fact, it seems to be minutely faster than the internal one. I'm blown away. So I just want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers. If you enjoyed the video, please press the subscribe button. Post any comments or questions you've got below. I'm happy to do more speed tests if that's the sort of thing you're interested in. But, you know, I'm still actually really astounded of the speed of this SSD. I'm losing track of what I'm thinking. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big old thumbs up, because the more people who thumbs it up, the more people that's likely to see it. I would highly recommend this hard drive if you're considering it. I wouldn't give it a second doubt. I think for £130 or whatever I paid for it on Amazon at the moment for the 5 payments is an absolute bargain. So I would genuinely recommend that. With that in mind, you know what I'm going to say. Look after the people around you, take care of yourselves, and most importantly, stay out of trouble.